Flowchart math, easy trinomial. Let's factor x squared minus 13x plus 36. We want to look at the coefficients of this polynomial. A is this 1 in the front of the polynomial. And that 1 is what makes this an easy trinomial as compared to a hard trinomial. B is in the middle, the negative 13, and C is 36. So how this works is you want two numbers that multiply to 36 and add up to negative 13. So what I like to do is look at all of the different pairs of numbers that multiply to 36. Usually what happens if you write those down is the 13 kind of jumps off the page at you. You can see that the 4 and the 9 is the only way that we're going to be able to get 13 out of those numbers. Remember, we need two numbers that multiply to 36 and add up to negative 13. So in order to make them multiply to positive 36 and add up to negative 13, you could see that both of those numbers would be negative. So the two numbers I want are negative 4 and negative 9. Now let's talk about factoring. Factoring this trinomial is like reversing the distributive property process. So if you think about a distributive property problem, sometimes people call this a FOIL problem. The distributive property works by distributing this x here, and whatever this number is gets distributed here and here. Well, we know those numbers. Those numbers are minus 4 and minus 9. And so really, that's the answer, but let's think about why that's the answer. We're reversing the distributive property process. So think about distributing that first x. If you distribute that x, you get x squared minus 9x. And then if you distributed that minus 4, you'd get minus 4x plus 36. And combining these like terms right here gives you that negative 13x. So you can kind of see the original problem. Now this is not your answer. We already wrote down the answer. It was this. The answer, the factored form, is the quantity x minus 4 times the quantity x minus 9. So let's do another one. X squared minus x minus 20. So the B number is negative 1, and the C number is negative 20. So I'm looking for two numbers that multiply to 20 and add up to negative 1, basically. So I like to write down all the ways to get to 20. And again, these two numbers kind of jump out at me because that's the only way I'm going to be able to produce a negative 1. Remember, we have to multiply to find a negative 20 and add it to negative 1. In order to do that, the 4 must be positive and the 5 must be negative. So there are my numbers. This is going to factor into two binomials, and those numbers are plus 4 and minus 5. So your answer, your factored answer, is the quantity x plus 4 times the quantity x minus 5.